So in this video, I would go through the services that AWS is providing. So mostly whatever the services that AWS is providing, all of them, when you go to AWS Console and click on services, all the services will appear here. Okay, so I'll just go to each service one by one and give you an overview. The first and one of the most important services comes under compute. So under compute service, you have EC2, Lightsail, Lambda, Patch, repository. But the most important compute service is EC2. So what is EC2? EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Compute. If you want to understand it in easy terms, it's just like your computer placed on cloud, which you have to request for. And there can be different configurations, there can be different OS which you can request for. It's a So to define it, it's a compute service that allows users to rent virtual computers on which to run your computer applications on. Okay, so if you are new to AWS and you don't know what EC2 is, you just simply think it as servers in cloud, which where you are going to work on. Okay, I mean, it's like a computer where you will have everything which you will request, you will ask uh, you will ask for your particular OS, you will ask for a particular RAM, and you will install applications. Okay, and there are other services as well which we will discuss in detail when we cover the compute services. One by one we'll cover all the compute services. Okay, now let's go to storage service. So in storage service, the main things are S3, EFS, FSX, S3 Glacier, Storage Gateway, AWS Backup. These are the main services, and the FSX has been added recently in last 1 2 year. So the most important storage service is S3. Okay, so S3 is it's an object storage service. Whatever your data, your object are going to store in form of in a bucket, and bucket is just like I mean it's kind of directory structure, your file structure. You just and which is represented as a bucket, and you store your data inside the bucket. Similarly, you have EFS, you have FSX, which they all serve different purpose, but they all have storage service. Okay. Now, within the management and governance service, you have AWS Organization, CloudWatch, CloudFormation, CloudTrail, OpsWork, and many other services. These all help in managing and governing within the AWS. Like AWS Organization, you can take a summary picture of the your AWS accounts. Similarly, you have security, identity, and compliance services where you get IAM, Resource Access Manager, Cognito, Secret Manager, Guard Duty Inspector, all these. So these all helps in security, identity, and compliance. IAM, IAM is one of the most important service. What you do here is you create users, roles, and groups, and you manage who is going to access what, who will be part of which group, who will authorize to do what services. All these are accessed in AWS. And there are other services, all these are very important, and you will come to know in detail in my later videos. Now let's go to migration and transfer services. So in migration and transfer, what do you mean by migration and transfer? See guys, earlier our data were hosted in our data centers. Okay, which resided on premise. Now, companies have started moving their data to the cloud. And to make that happen easily, what AWS has done, it has created one service to help companies do this migration to AWS. Okay, so AWS Migration Hub, Application Discovery Service, Discovery Migration Service, all these are migration and transfer service provided by AWS. What is networking and content delivery services? So we have VPC in it, CloudFront, Route 53, API Gateway, Direct Connect, and others. VPC is virtual private cloud. AWS, you can create your own virtual private cloud, your own cloud area within which you can host your EC2 instances. And what it helps is it gives a security to your applications, and it is like a room within a apartment, and that room is just meant for you. But yes, that you have to give the proper access and security. Okay. Similarly, there are other networking and content delivery services which I will go in detail later. Now there are developer tools. For developer, AWS has created tools like Costa, Code Commit, Build, Deploy, Pipeline, Cloud9, X-Ray. As you know, a developer has to uh, develop code, they have to commit code, they have to build code, they have to deploy code, they have a they have a CDCID pipeline. All these are there. So AWS has provided everything. Robotics. Now for robotics service, AWS has provided AWS Robo Maker is the only service, but it's a very good one. AWS Cost Management. Now, if you want to manage your cost when you are using your AWS account, AWS has given few services like AWS Cost Explorer, AWS Budget, which you have already seen in my previous video, how to set AWS budget, and AWS Marketplace subscription. Okay, so AWS Marketplace subscription is subscription to AWS Marketplace, which is just like it's a marketplace where you can buy images, softwares, and services with application loaded. Now, the other important services which I am going to show you is the container service. Okay. Now, for containers, it has provided Elastic Container Registry, Elastic Container Service, Kubernetes Service. Okay. As you know, in container, Docker and Kubernetes are important thing. All these will be covered under the service list. Okay. The other services being in IoT, you have IoT Core, Free RTOS, and IoT One Click, IoT Analytics, and many other services. Now, in today's day, data analytics is a buzzword. So, in data analytics as well, Amazon is providing services, and mainly among them, Athena, EMR, Cloud Search, Elastic Search Service, Kinesis, all these are very important services. So this is just brief overview of major services that AWS is providing, which I will be covering. And so if you, it might be that you might need only EC2 storage, governance service, yeah, security, identity and compliance, something that everyone has to use. So these all things you will use. If you are a developer, you would be basically using the developer services, developer tools. If you are an IoT guy, then you will be using the IoT services. If you are an analytics guy, you would be using the analytics services. So this is brief overview of the services in AWS. How to go to it? Just go to AWS services, click on it from AWS Console, and you'll get all the services list. Okay,